Hi, Michael Phillips here. I'm the film critic of the Chicago Tribune and your host of TCM's Friday Night Spotlight this September. The theme this month is Future Shock, and tonight's quartet of futuristic law enforcement nightmares comes to a head with Mel Gibson in a picture from 1979. It's 1 part biker movie, 2 parts spaghetti western, and 10 parts pure kinetic chaos. The movie's Mad Max from director George Miller. He went on to make 2 more Mad Max pictures with Gibson, and there's a new Mad Max on the horizon, which we'll tell you about after the film. Unlike a lot of the movies in our Future Shock Festival, Mad Max is set just a few years from now in the Australian outback. In this post-apocalypse landscape, gasoline is very hard to come by, and the highways are overrun by a pack of thugs on motorcycles. And the only man who can stop them is Max Rockatansky, whose pursuit of these killers turns personal when Max's wife and young son become targets of the biker scum. These freaks are scummier than anyone or anything in a biker film from the 1960s even. Mad Max cost less than $500,000 to make, according to George Miller, and it grossed $100 million worldwide. And whether or not you may think it's your cup of ultraviolence, you cannot deny Miller's skills with Fender-level cameras on the move and with some painfully realistic-looking stunt work. The director's later work includes Lorenzo's Oil, and he produced and co-wrote one of the very best family films of the 1990s, Babe. But here is the movie that got things going for both Miller and Mel Gibson, the gas-guzzling speed freak Mad Max. Mad Max was the first widescreen movie ever shot in Australia, and Mel Gibson, its star, called it the classiest B-grade trash ever made. The night before he auditioned for the movie, he got into a drunken brawl at a party and showed up the next day bruised, stitched up, and looking, well, like a guy who had recently been in a drunken brawl. As for the director, George Miller, he recently finished principal photography on a 4th Mad Max film called Fury Road, this time with Tom Hardy in the Mel Gibson role. It's due out in 2014, or as we like to call it here at TCM, the very near future. We'll see you next Friday. We'll be presenting 4 more visions of the future with work by directors as varied as Chris Marker, Norman Jewison, Steven Spielberg, and Paul Verhoeven. That's next Friday when our Future Shock series on TCM's Friday Night Spotlight continues.
Tonight on Turner Classic Movies, Marlon Brando's Itch to Rebel will take on Whatever You Got in The Wild One. Then Edward G. Robinson enters the ring in Kid Galahad, and John Garfield yearns to escape the Sea Wolf.